Good morning, boomers. It's the voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in. Bitcoin to reach this price in 180 days. Top analyst is talking about Bitcoin to kaboom, and we're talking about some price predictions. They're believable. I'm not sure if we're going to hit them, but we're going to talk about what those price predictions are from a top analyst. Bitcoin to kaboom, they're saying. Make sure you're touching the buttons. Like, subscribe, post notifications, ding, ding. I'm not sure if the buttons work, but they certainly look good when people show up to view the videos and they see more likes and more views. Psychologically, it attracts more. It's an exponential thing. Today, we'll be talking about Bitcoin to reach this price in 180 days. Again, I came across an article from a top analyst making some predictions that could be, they could come to fruition, but I'm not buying it yet. Let's see where we're headed to. We'll be talking about the coronavirus outbreak and how that could impact the price of Bitcoin further down the line. I know we've talked about that before, but we're going to touch upon that. And we're also going to talk about what Novogratz said about registered investment advisors. I'm not your investment advisor. I'm not your crypto daddy, although maybe I should be. So, we'll be looking into that. Shout out to all the boomers. FN Base is here. Jojo Waves here. Oscar Olivares is here. Niagara Gardner. Let me drop a bomb for you guys. We got 9 cryptomaniacs there in the box. Make sure you're following me there on DLive. I did a second live stream yesterday on DLive following the cryptos as the price pumped a little bit more. We did an early broadcast yesterday. And the price was looking good, and it continued to go back up. So in the afternoon, I did a impromptu live stream, and I didn't notify anybody here on YouTube. So if you want to catch those live streams, you got to make sure you download that DLive app, which will send you the notifications. Unlike YouTube, the DLive app actually does send notifications. So, you'll be easily notified. I'm not going to come on YouTube every single time to let you guys know that I'm going to go on DLive. So there you go. DLive is on and popping, and you can catch the replays over there. So, I did a couple crypto streams. I've been doing those things that make you go, streams. So I'm spicing it up with a little this, a little bit of that, and keeping it entertaining. So make sure you go ahead and follow me out there, dlive.tv/champagne crypto. The links are provided in the description. Shout out to CryptoZilla. I see you, CryptoZilla, shooting at the funny bunny. Let me shoot a funny bunny out there for Zilla. Derek McLean's here. He says he's got a daddy. Shout out to Pops. Indeed, I'm not anybody's crypto daddy. Sometimes, they want to hold you to it. Champ, you said this, you said that. That's why I want to make it clear. Because a lot of these crypto influencers and people here on the tubes, they try to front like they know everything, like they know all the charts, like they know what's going on, like they're giving advice, like they're your investment advisor. But no, not the champ, not the champ. I'm not that guy. I'm not the one, guys. I'm giving you my opinion, and ultimately, you need to decide for yourself. I'm not your crypto father, although maybe I should be. According to Novogratz, it's going to be an industry that really opens up, and I'm going to share that information in just a moment. Guys, drop a comment here in the population. Let me know if you read me loud and clear. Bitcoin is supposed to reach this price in 180 days, says Tom Lee, top Bitcoin analyst. And I'm not sure if he's considered an advisor, but he's a name brand here in the crypto space. I think Tom Lee was the gentleman that purchased a significant amount of Bitcoin in an auction from the government, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll talk about what he has to say. Let's go ahead and check out today's math over there on CoinMarketCap. Drop a comment. Let me know if you read me loud and clear. Turn off these coins out here. Shout out to my astronauts. Like I said, all the words are right in front of you. Astronaut. It's funny, guys. It's funny. We'll talk about these astronauts later on. Anyhow, ICX is going crazy, says Niagara Gardner. Icon. Yes, Icon, the Korean Ethereum, doing well. It's up 46% this week. I didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know. We've covered Icon in the past. I actually have a video that's dedicated just to Icon floating around there. So I did it maybe a year or two ago. And, once I did the research into Icon and the gentleman behind it, I thought it was solid. I don't have any baggies of it right now, but it certainly it looks okay. It didn't get any red flags when researching it. So, just because a project seems solid and, there's good people behind it doesn't really mean anything. But I don't have anything bad to say. So shout out to ICX. CryptoZilla says they made an announcement with a collaboration with Chainlink. Oh, okay. Wow, Chainlink. I'll tell you, Chainlink has some dedicated memers, dedicated fans. Chainlink is one of the most memed out, one of the most talked about there on all the forums. People really believe Chainlink. And when I first heard of Chainlink, I told you guys it was like maybe 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents. I forgot where it was, but I told you guys. I thought it was just a meme coin, but we certainly got into it at one point there, even in our community portfolio, simply off the strength of the memes. But as soon as they announced their Google partnership, it seems like it was more than a meme, and now they're announcing more partnerships. So shout out to Chainlink. I don't have any Chainlink as of right now, but I've had in the past. So, shout out to them. Let's check out today's mathematics over there. Let me see. Do I have CoinMarketCap up here? Okay, there it is. Here's my screen. I just hit refresh. 256 billion there on the market caps worldwide, looking good. Going closer to 300 billion. For a long time, I had thought that we would hit $1 trillion market cap as we approach the halvening. And, that's still a possibility. Things could gain weight and we could propel ourselves quickly close to, maybe 800 to $1 trillion market cap. But I still think that we're going to come up short. I'm hearing these price predictions, and even this price prediction that I'm going to share with you in just a moment. I think that we may come up short. All that being said, we're headed up. That's for sure, in my opinion. Litecoin's doing well today. Everything's doing well today, Niagara. Avelino Robles says, what do you think about PPT? That's Populous, I think. I don't know much about it. I can't really give you an opinion. All I know is that PPT is popular. I think it is, right? Yeah, Populous. I don't know much about that one, Avelino, so I can't give you an honest opinion. Link will easily reach all-time highs again. I think what was the all-time high for Link? Was it like $3.70, $4, something like that? But yeah, Link, there's a lot of Link believers, a lot of Link Marines out there, and they certainly seem bullish. So, Link has outperformed Bitcoin in the past year. That's for sure. Coins like Link and Binance have really been the top performers this past year. Let's see if that they continue in that path. There's several coins that have outperformed Bitcoins. Certainly, there's a handful that have outperformed Bitcoin this month. But like I've said in the past, trying to find those coins and trying to guesstimate which ones they are, it's a dangerous task because what if you get in the wrong one? That's why I tend to stick with the bits. Although the bits are not here for the financial revolution or anything like that, guys. I think we've already identified that. Yesterday during the D live stream that I did, I shared some information about Bitcoin that I came across. So apparently only 7 entities hold more than 100,000 Bitcoins. And those entities are exchanges. The exchanges that have the most Bitcoin is Coinbase. Actually, they got like triple the amount of Bitcoin than Binance does, which is interesting to me. I thought Binance had more volume or whatnot, but no, Coinbase has like almost a million Bitcoins. I think it's like 900,000 that they're in control of. Okay. The point I'm trying to make is when you have 7 entities controlling the majority of the circulating coins, what good is decentralization? You got 7 entities. It's like banks. These are like the banks, basically, And then you add Satoshi Nakamoto into the equation, which we've already guesstimated that he or the group of people that compose Nakamoto, whoever that entity is, aka Santa Claus. We've guesstimated that it's between 1 and it could be 1+% that he runs. I mean, we already identified that there's certain wallets associated with Satoshi that contain a large and significant amount of Bitcoin that have never been touched. So when you got the entity like Satoshi controlling at least 1% of the coins, maybe even 5 or even 10%, and then you got 7 entities controlling over 100,000 Bitcoin. It's a handful of entities. I'll be honest with you. Bitcoin has more inequality than fiat. Let's keep it 1,000. I know that's going to rub people the wrong way, but Bitcoin has more inequality than fiat. There is the division between the haves and haves not is greater in the Bitcoin blockchain than there is with fiat, and that's 1,000%. So for all this jazz about people saying Bitcoin's going to liberate and bring us freedom, guys, don't believe the hype. Okay, what it is going to do is make some people some money, or already has, because it's moving on up. In my opinion, I got to throw in my opinion out there because of the crypto cucks. But between the 7 entities that control Bitcoin, and then you got Satoshi himself, what good is the mining decentralization, guys? And even mining is centralized to a certain extent. So enough with Bitcoin as the revolution. Bitcoin is just an asset that's going up right now. And let's enjoy it because we got in early. So kaboom to that. If you want a coin that's true to the crypto ethos, it's Monero. And I said this in the live stream. I think when people are buying Bitcoin, or when the normal guy is buying Bitcoin, he's actually buying it for the reasons that Monero exists. So, people buy Bitcoin for the reasons that they should be buying Monero. And we're live, says Southside Player. Shout out to you. I was so tempted to buy PPT today, but haven't yet for some reason. Yeah, I don't know what to say about PPT today or before. I haven't been following. Derek disagrees. I'm not surprised. He doesn't always agree with me. That's okay. And here we are, 93.69. Let's check out today's mathematics over here on CoinMarketCap, because I was about to go down the list. Look at this BlockFi. I've been asking you guys about BlockFi because they're bombarding with advertisements. It's like I'm getting more BlockFi advertisements per day than I can remember. So this goes back to what I was saying about the BAT tokens. So BAT works in conjunction with this Brave browser. Brave is a browser that allows users to earn BATs tokens, the basic attention tokens, by clicking on ads. If you want to run an ad on the Brave browser, you need to pay for it with BAT tokens. Okay. And as more people use the Brave browser, I would guess that more advertisers are want to advertise to the users. So, that could increase the demand for BATs. And then with this Brave browser, it also works like a crypto wallet. So it's like basically like an Ether wallet. You can send and receive cryptos within the wallet as well. And you could tip your favorite content creators. So it is what it is. Have you heard of 888 Tron rated highest ROI DApp? No, and I really don't care. I'm not interested in those ROI dApps or stuff like that. Those things are funny bunny. And the Fed 2011 says PPT bottom. Wow, there's some talk about PPT today. I really don't know what to say about PPT because I haven't been following it. And I'm not interested in 888 Tron or anything like that. That doesn't really attract me. Anyhow, let's keep going with the prices here. $176 for Ether. Yesterday, we talked about why Ether's price really hasn't gained weight, although there's more money locked up on DeFi dApps. And then yesterday's D-Live stream, we talked about why Ether Classic may be gaining weight. And I alluded to this during the YouTube stream yesterday in the morning. And it was confirmed with an article that I came across in the afternoon. So apparently DeFi is moving to Ethereum Classic. Okay, guys? And so basically the idea here is that whatever you could do on Ethereum, you could do on Ethereum Classic for cheaper. Okay, you can run the same dApps. It's basically the same thing. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. So you'll be able to do DeFi dApps and smart contracts on ETH Classic for cheaper gas costs is what we're assuming here. So that could be adding to the recent boom in Ethereum Classic, and as well as the hard fork that they recently performed, that Agatha hard fork. Ripple there at 23 cents, Bitcoin Cash at 383, Satoshi Vision at 293. Does the same argument that I just gave for Ether Classic stand for Bitcoin Cash, that you could do whatever, you could do the same thing with Bitcoin Cash that you can with Bitcoin for cheaper? Does that same argument stand? It kind of seems like it. Satoshi Vision at 293. This coin doesn't go away. Let's see what happens February 4th. But I'm predicting that they open up the encrypted file and it's just a bunch of public addresses and it's just another hoop to jump through. This thing is never good. It's just going to be more and more hurry up and wait. There's another key that's coming. I don't believe this Satoshi Vision garbage. But you know what? Like I've been following there on some of the forums, people are like, well, you know, whether you believe it or not, it went up. So, you know, shout out to those that made a profit. So I can't be mad at that. You know, if some people said, you know, I'm going to speculate and they took the risk and they made the profit, I just don't believe the story. Litecoin are at $63. Litecoin moving up. Shout out to Litecoin finally making a nice gain today. It looks like out of the top 10, it's the top performer today. Finally, it's about time. You know, it's up today, but you know, overall it's kind of down compared to last year. But my understanding is that it did do well this month. I still got a Litecoin bag. I'm tired with Litecoin, guys. Wow. This bag is exhausting to have. EOS at 417. I'm starting to get kind of tired of EOS too, to be honest with you. Binance at $18. Cardano at 5. Ether Classic at 12. Tron at 1. Stellar at 6. Monero at 68. And then you got Tezos at 166. Not ROIs in a fixed rate a day. Richington, I don't care. Okay, I don't care about whatever that DApp is. I don't care, and I'm sure that the majority of people here don't care either. Usually with those little funny bunny dApps, that's more for like, you know, the new guys into crypto. You know, if you're a decorated crypto soldier, guys, chances are you've been there, you've done that. So I don't care, Richington, about the 888 investment. It'll be hype for a month or two, and then it'll move on to the next one. I've seen like more of those types of dApps that I can remember. So I'm not interested. At least Bitcoin has sets, rules that can't be changed by any one party. For example, the max supply, fiat has no rules, and one party controls it all. Does, you know, yeah. But what the point I'm trying to make is that there's more inequality in right now with the people holding Bitcoin than people holding fiat. Like, you know, the haves and have-nots, there's a bigger space between the haves and have-nots in Bitcoin than in fiat. That's the point I was trying to make. But yeah, I see your point. It has the set of rules. People can't add to the circulating supply. That's cool on one end, but what good is all those set of rules if they could blacklist your coin because it's not fungible, and the majority, the significant amount of coins are controlled by a certain party. So, you know, whatever. I'm not here to argue about if Bitcoin's the revolution, or to me, it's not, guys. It's Santa Claus. In fact, it's a surveillance coin. It's probably one of the best things that ever happened to the state. Everything's there for the public to see. Everything's trackable now. So whatever. That being said, okay, I believe the price is going up. This has some data, has some new developments. It was supposed to be blockchain YouTube, but haven't heard much lately. Yeah, we had data in our bag for a while, but you know, it kind of took a long time. We were holding it for a while. Nothing ever happened. I didn't see things running, so we dumped it. Bitcoin to the flat moon. Yeah, this is what's funny is the astronauts, guys. Come on, astronaut. I mean, come on. They got to put it right in your face. Richington says you have to keep an open mind on dApps. More will be invented in the future. Yeah, but not on the stupid dApps that offer like 25% ROI. The dApp has to provide some value other than just trying to cater to greed. That's the bottom line. You know, come on. Theta protocol will be built into Samsung and Sony smart TVs. You want a dApp that's running right now, Richington? Download DLive. It's a blockchain-based application, and you want a dApp that runs? Get the Brave browser. You know, that's the thing. It's not all about these like go stake your coins. That's not the only dApp that exists. In fact, those are like the funny bunny dApps. You know, you want to, there's dApps like decentralized exchanges, like social media apps, like video apps, stuff like that. But come on with these stake your coins and earn ROI. All it does is prey on greed. It's enough with that stuff, guys. But, whatever. Derek McLean says, I've said that from day one, BTC will never replace fiat. It's too slow, clunky, and volatile. I don't know if it's, I mean, blockchain is going to replace fiat though, but it's not going to, just because blockchain replaced fiat doesn't mean that the people, that blockchain is going to replace the people running fiat. It's just another tool. It's like an upgrade. That's all. It's like, you see Tezos boom, says Anthony. I've seen it. Yeah, it's moving, and we've talked about it. And Tezos is in the running to compete against these decentralized application platforms, including Ether, EOS, Tron, and Cardano. Tezos is doing good. Its staking helps you a lot. You gain passive income at 6%. Yeah, I know that they have staking. Shout out to Dilemma Stock, Z Richington, and the Fed, Derek McLean, CryptoZilla, FN Based, and the rest of the boomers out there. I see all you maniacs. So let's talk about where the price could be headed according to this gentleman over here, Tom Lee. Bitcoin could reach 27,000 in 180 days. So that's half a year. That's about 6 months. So I guess that he would put it to around 27,000 by the fall. That's certainly a possibility. I'm not sure yet. I'm not convinced. But let's see what this article says. Let me actually link this in the chat. So if you guys want to read this article along with me or in its entirety, you could do. I'm going to be reading portions of it. Bitcoin 2020 positive price movement will continue, according to the managing partner at Fundstrat Global Advisors, Tom Lee. He believes that both the fundamentals and the technical aspects of the largest crypto are intact to deliver excellent results. Bitcoin has recorded serious impressive month, starting at 7,200 and jumping 30% to the current level of about 9,400. Guys, if you made 30% in a month, which many of you have because you've been rocking with us, guys, that's a good month. A 30% gain is a good month. A 30% gain is a good month. Bitcoin has recorded a serious impressive month. We already read that. Moving above the 200-day average is validating that Bitcoin is back in a bull market, says Tom Lee. Moreover, he refers to research compiled by the company that he works for. According to it, 80% of all situations when Bitcoin was above 200-day moving average, it has delivered high returns of approximately 193%. On the contrary, when Bitcoin was below the same technical feature, its ROI was substantially less, around 10% gains. So let's see what else he said. Even though Lee emphasizes the importance of technical analysis, he also talked about the fundamentals that could back up Bitcoin's price rally. When asked if he's still bullish on the top of cryptos by market cap, he said yes. So this is what he says. 2020 should be great for Bitcoin because you got, number one, the halving happening. The block rewards for miners getting cut in half. That's a good supply-demand change. I think last year the White House killed the Bitcoin rally with their opposition. But with the presidential election cycle underway, it's not going to be in the headlines, and that's bullish for Bitcoin. And then with the geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, I think it's good for crypto. So, I'll tell you what I think. I agree with him. I agree with all the points. I don't agree with the price. I think we're going to fall short. So, I think that we could be close to an all-time high in the fall. Maybe around 18, 16. I think we're going to fall short, though. All that being said, I think we're arguing about how much weight we're going to gain, but we all agree that we're going to gain some weight. So that's a good thing. Shout out to the boomers. I like that. Boom, boom, boom. Ethereum, EOS, Cardano, and Tezos will be doing well in the future because of staking. Hopefully. Derek says, yeah, that's a good point. That's why I'm not big on decentralized DApp platforms, because I can't see why governments or companies wouldn't just create their own blockchain. You got a point. Anthony says, I like the way Tezos operates. Luckily, I bought some. Okay. Yeah, I got to look more into Tezos because it certainly seems attractive to me. It certainly seems attractive. And my understanding also is that they're partnering with some major corps. So let's see, but I do understand where Derek's coming from. Why would a government not just create their own blockchain? So let's see. Shout out to Anthony, Derek, Lucian, FN Base, uh, Dilemma Stock, Z Richington, and the Fed, and the rest of the boomers out there with these astronauts. Yeah, these I've been doing the space research, and the more you look into NASA, guys, the funnier the bunny appears. Once you start with the big lies, like the moon hoax, and you start really questioning everything. But you got to start with the big lie, and that's not the biggest lie either. But certainly at the top of the list, I would say it's like top 5, or at least in the top 10 list of major lies. And don't argue with me about the moon, please, guys. If you haven't done the research, please. Bubbles in space. Yeah, I know. FM base. I saw it. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around, because I want to be a believer. Like, I told you, I'm the guy. I went to Cape Canaveral directly. I saw the shuttle with my own eyes. I got into the, I went the museum. I stayed over there like in a camp when I was a youngster. I think it was like, I want to say a month, but at least a week. What was it, like 5th grade, sixth grade, 7th grade, something like that. Anthony says there's a theory the atom bomb doesn't exist. Yeah, I know about that one too. Nuclear weapons could be funny bunny, or they could be being sold as something that they're not. Definitely nuclear energy exists. I mean, there's a bunch of nuclear power plants, but yeah, we just don't know. There's more and more questions. But you know what I'm liking about the truth movement? Okay. It's that it makes you start thinking for yourself and questioning things. So, you don't believe this, or you look into it and start, at least it makes you think and ask questions, because so many people, they just believe what's told to them. I heard this, from someone, or like, they just believe it just because it comes from an authority or someone in a lab coat. Shout out to Bit Papa. I haven't seen you in a while, Bit Papa. Welcome back. FN Base says wooden doors. I don't know what you mean by that, but maybe I need to. I know nothing about the moon landing. It never interested me. Well, there you go. I mean, you don't need to be interested in it. And also because you're younger, I would assume that you're in your 20s. So, that's not part of your era. But, you look at boomers, people like above 40, and that was like their life. The moon landing was serious, guys. The whole world watched that at once. It was like one of the greatest achievements of mankind that ever existed. Was the one, arguably, if it happened, it's arguably the greatest expedition of mankind, right? So if it happened, it's the greatest expedition of mankind, yet they lost all the data. And they admitted that they lost the data. You can't make this stuff up, guys. It's like, yeah, but you know what, guys? My dog ate the homework. It's like, we would love to go back to the moon. Only problem is that we lost all the data, and it's just too difficult to get back. It's like, come on, guys. Yeah, Derek said, yeah, I'm 25. Yeah, you don't come from that era, but if you look at, and neither do I. Obviously, I wasn't, around in the 60s, but, to that era, it really means a lot. It really means a lot to people. So, the older someone is and you start questioning the moon landing, they start freaking out on you. It's kind of like when with anybody now, when you start talking about like flat earth, a lot of people freak out on you. If you're like, well, how about the curve? Because I'm still trying to figure out, I'm not saying flat earth or not, but I'm trying to prove that the earth has a curve on my own. Okay, not from NASA or from these fake CGI pictures. It's like, well, prove it, prove it. The best scientific experience is the Pythagoras experiment with the shadows. Okay, but that experiment could produce the same results on a model with the sun being a lot closer to the earth. So if the sun was a lot closer to the earth, that experiment would produce similar results. Space doesn't exist. It's Narnia. It's funny. Yeah, I'm not saying I know or no doesn't, but I'll tell you some of those rocket videos. I'm gonna do a stream, guys, because I did the moon landing stream. I think it was really good. I got a lot of good feedback, and I shared clips from that doc. Guys, if you're into it, if you're into the whole moon hoax stuff, there's a documentary that is the best documentary. It's like 3.5 hours long. It's by an Italian filmmaker. It's called The American Moon. You can search for American Moon English version. So if you search for it, it's like the 5th or 6th results. They're shadow banning it. But anyhow, it's like 3.5. And guys, after you watch that doc, to me, it's like case closed, shut. I don't have I'm like 99% sure it's fake. Bit Papa says, I spoke with a Vietnam vet who used to carry a dirty bomb on his back unknowingly until he found out it was used to clear rubble and mountains. He said it was safer than they tell us. Oh, there you go. Bit Papa just dropped me $5. Thank you, Bit Papa. How about that? I mean, I don't know if this is real either. How about there's a video out there of a guy eating uranium, right? Like saying, guys, it's not what they tell you it is. And you got to actually ask yourself these quick questions. Like, they were obviously promoting Chernobyl and all that. And obviously Chernobyl was real and some people were affected. But you got to ask yourself now, it's like, whatever happened to all the fallout and the nuclear radiation? Because there's a bunch of animals living around Chernobyl now. And at the time that they were saying that radiation was going to knock kill everything for the next 50 million years, or I don't know. Bit Papa with the $5. Thank you so much, Bit Papa. I appreciate you. Welcome back. Double X with the shades. Main Event says, if we could colonize the moon, we would have by now. Of course. You're telling me that no one went back in 50 years? And then, they tell you, China sent a drone out there. Somebody, guys, it's all, I don't believe none of it. It's all fake news, guys. Nobody went up there. It's all BS, guys. If we can't, I already read that. Wouldn't longitude and latitude be different if the Earth wasn't round? No, it'd be the same thing. Just flatten the map. Look at the United Nations map. It's flat. All the maps that pilots use are flat, and a pilot doesn't have to account for any curvature of the Earth when they're traveling. It's all a flat map. All of them, they're flat. The World War II maps for the Navy, they're all flat. All of them. So it's like, compasses are flat, and I'm not saying that I know what the shape of the Earth. I have no idea, but I'll tell you this: the more I'm trying to prove that we're a globe spinning in the middle of nowhere, the harder it is to prove. Guys, I'm telling you, I used to be the Cape Canaveral guy. I was the spaceman. I don't want to believe any of this flat Earth crap or any of this astronauts are fake type stuff. I don't want, I'm on board with NASA, but the more I look into it and you see how it started and who was behind it, and it's like, guys, it's fraud upon fraud and lie upon lie, guys. At one point, you got to stop watching the pornography and you got to tune into the frequencies. They faked it to release a picture of the globe. Yeah, that and more. It was, it was a matter of pride as well, too. After JFK said we were going to do it, we had to. Different times. People used to live by their words back then. Honor and respect were a big thing back then. It's not like the culture now that you could say one thing, do another. It's like people would hold you for what you said back then. If you said, we're going to put a man on the moon, then you better have put the man on the moon. If not, you will appear funny bunny. And in those days, it was different. It was a different era. It's a, different movement, different swag. Okay. We didn't have all the pornos and sodomites out in the opens like we have nowadays. It's not perfectly round that I know, says Bit Papa. Or some, what did you say? Or some flat Earth crypto boo, says Lady Plans. Yes, but the distance it takes to get to places would change because going around the Earth would take longer, if that makes sense. Yeah, it doesn't, Derek. You don't know what you're talking about. You've never even looked into this. You're just kind of like going off the top of your head. I'll tell you, if you go down that rabbit hole, because I did, it gets more and more confusing. And I'll tell you, the doubts keep raising. I'll tell you, I used to be like, these flat earthers are retarded. I used to be like laughing at them until I saw that they started getting shadow banned. And I'm like, hold up, shadow banned? What's going on here? And then I started looking more and I'm like, hold up, let me ask some questions. Now I'm saying, I don't know what the earth is, but I'll tell you this much. I'm not convinced that we're on a spinning globe in the middle of nowhere. I'm not convinced. I mean, with my eyes and my ears, I don't see any rotation. I figure the Earth we are shown is one grid among many, probably land masses we've never heard out there. Yeah, I heard of the ring theory too, like that there's an outer ring, and it, you know, how it ties into the Lord of the Rings and the rings in the Olympics and stuff. I've heard all kinds of stuff, but I haven't even gone into testing that or thinking that. I'm just trying to prove that we are in a spinning globe. That's all. I mean, it's real simple. We don't have any pictures either. All those pictures are fake. And NASA has admitted them, that they're CGI rendered images, composite images. And here's another one, guys. Okay? We can keep going. I don't even know how we got in this because we have a thumbnail with an astronaut. How many times, okay? How many flights is there every day? How many times have people flew around the globe? Hundreds of thousands, more times than you can imagine, right? But how many times has someone circumvented the earth from north to south? There's only been like 5 people in the history of all mankind, like 5 people, and all of them, or like 90% of them, are all Masons, all of them, or a significant amount. How many people have circumvented the globe north to south? There's only like 5 of them. As opposed to people going around east to west. I mean, like there's so many, you can't, I mean, like, it's been done, I don't know how many times, but how many times have people gone around the globe north to south? There's only like 5 people. In fact, you can't do it because there's an Antarctic treaty preventing anybody from flying over Antarctica. And that treaty was made in the middle of the Cold War. Because, you know, guys, we got to protect the penguins. That's why. Look at the FAA flight paths. Yeah, I know. How about North America's comparison to Africa on a globe? America's way smaller than Africa. Well, I got a globe right here, right next to me, a globe that I have here on the desk. It's a family heirloom. And on my globe, it's to scale. And Africa is way bigger than North America. And the globe that I'm looking at it right now. But you're right. On some of the maps that they show you in school, it's like North America is about the same size as Africa. But that's not facts. I mean, I'm looking at this globe is at least from 1970s that I'm looking at right now. And it's, you know. And in this globe, North America, or United States, is about half the size of Africa. I'm looking at it right now. Pesky penguins really run the world. Yeah, I mean, guys, look. So look it up. There's an Antarctic treaty. Nobody can go below like the 60th parallel, okay, without some sort of government okay. And if you go on one of those Antarctic cruises, they just skirt you right by the ice wall or the ice, and they just bring you back to the tip of South America. Like you put it this way. I mean, why wouldn't people use the southern route to get to the other side? Why, if you were in South America, why wouldn't you just go over Antarctica to make it to like Australia? Okay, it's a shorter route, right? But there's no flights that can go over Antarctica, none of them. Okay, moreover, there's no companies that can mine or do any drilling there. When the explorers that went there told us, Admiral Byrd was one of the explorers that supposedly went to Antarctica. He said that there's so much resources down there. There's oil, there's natural gas, there's probably gold, rubies. I think they found meteorites, all kinds of stuff down there. You're telling me that no company's greedy enough to start drilling over there? But no, we got to save the penguins. Big Papa says maybe in school, Champ, you're right. Yeah, I know. I've seen those maps though, where the North America is the same size of Africa, and it's not. I'm looking at a globe that's old school, and it's not. the equator being closer to the sun shows that the earth has a curve. That makes absolutely no sense. That is retarded. The equator close to the sun means that that makes no sense. You don't know what you're talking about there. Absolutely no sense. But you know, it's funny. You start throwing these out and then people just start parroting what they learned in school. Because one of the first things you learn in school is to stand up, sit down, don't talk, and they show you the shape of the earth. It's one of the first things they show you. They start showing you maps and stuff. And they tell you, you know, stand up, sit down, no talking, no talking. That's one of the first things they tell you in schools, no talking. They don't want you talking. Shut up and listen. Y'all, you got to hear the Out of Africa guys section on YouTube says that Egypt was here in us. Okay. Yeah, Z Richington says, Derek, you previously admitted that you're ignorant. You're not interested. We all understand. We were told in school, please do your homework. Exactly. I mean, don't tell me all the stuff we learned in school. I went to the space camp. Guys, I'm not here saying that the earth is flat, but I'm not convinced with the globe model when I try to look at it on my own. In fact, I think the heliocentric is a theory. It's like the theory of gravity. Gravity is like, you could prove that but no one knows what it is. No one know. You can't recreate gravity in a lab. No one knows what gravity is. This is getting good. We got 25 maniacs. Bitcoin could reach this price in 180 days, 27K, says Tom Lee. Do we believe him? Or is he a crypto knot? Same as in church, stand up, sit down. Yeah. You know, and listen, I'm rooted in Christianity. I'm a believer, but you know, I'm not. I won't exempt myself from criticizing church or the institutions, or at least looking at them. And we did the stream about the Pope in the Vatican. So you know, so-called Christians can get criticized along with the Jewish community and anybody else as well. So I mean, nobody is immune from criticism out here. But yeah, guys, prove to me that the globe is round. Okay? Prove that we're a spinning ball in the middle of nowhere. Do you understand how retarded that is? I mean, to me, even when I was a kid, I was like, this is hard to believe. If you see the same stars like clockwork all the time that ancients have seen for 1,000 years, you explain to me how we were spinning in a vacuum in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there seems to be some sort of order to what's going on. So I'm still trying to figure out. And then I was going back to the rings or whatnot. There's another theory that's like there's another ring after Antarctica. So like that we're like in a dome. There's another ring, and there's other civilizations out there. Guys, I don't know if I believe any of that. Okay, it's certainly, you know, I'm just saying. Prove to me that the globe is spinning. Prove to me that it's a globe. Period. Because when I see the horizon, it looks flat as hell. And people used to say, well, yeah, look at the boats. They go over the edge. Look at them. And then you pull out the P900 Nikon, and that thing can zoom like 25, 30 miles deep, even further. And if there was a curve, the boat should go over the curve, but it doesn't. I'm a crypto digger. Pray Satoshi and Craig Wright we trust. That's funny. Yeah, this Craig Wright character. Let's see February 4th if he really proves what's going on. But yeah, thank you to BitPapa for dropping me $5 out there. And you know, we're going on to the things that make you go, side of things. This probably more for DLive. Let's see if they flag this video or not. Probably not. Let's talk about how Corona outbreak could trigger a major crash, says Crypto Daily. See, we got both information. Corona outbreaks is making Bitcoin boom. That was like 2 days ago. Now today it could trigger a crash. It's like, come on, which is it going to be? Even though I'll tell you, I like this guy Hefe Khan's articles. I really, every time he drops an article, at least I listen. There's a strong correlation between declines in the S&P and the crypto market. We have seen this to be a well-established pattern in the 2 years. When the S&P starts to decline in January 2018, we saw a similar decline in Bitcoin. The same thing happened again with the sharp decline in the S&P 500 in October 2019. One thing is important to note here is that some analysts are trying to downplay the impact of the coronavirus outbreak, referring to the impact of the SARS outbreak in 2003. However, what they don't realize is that the dot-com bubble had burst just before that, and the market had already gone through an aggressive correction. Okay, I didn't know that. The daily chart for Bitcoin USD shows that the price has run into strong resistance at the previously broken market structure. If coronavirus is similar to the pandemics of 1720, 1820, or 1920, which is the Spanish flu, we are going to see a lot of pain in financial markets in 2020. This would then certainly not be a time for investors to be risking their money in something so speculative and uncertain as cryptos. Wow, this guy's kind of fudding today, and usually he's, I don't know. This could be a catalyst that brings about the next market crash because the rate of transmission and infection of this virus is a lot deadlier. But guys, has anybody died outside of China? I don't know. I haven't heard it. So, you know, let's see. Break out the Corona and limes. Yeah, the deception is real. Says it is, and I don't know how much deception is or isn't correlated with coronavirus, but I'm certainly weary about the validity of what's being told to us. Joshua 10:13. So the sun stood still and the moon stopped till the nation avenged itself on its enemies, as it is written in the book of Jashar. The sun stopped in the middle of the sky and delayed going down about a full day. Joshua 10:13. I've never read that passage. I'm not familiar with that. But, you know, certainly a lot of passages in the Bible allude to a geocentric model. The Bible versus NASA. So going back into that, I guess you like that topic. Going back to who created NASA, it's Werner von Braun. He's a Nazi. Okay, look into Operation Paperclip. So at the end of World War II, we imported a bunch of Nazi scientists, and they started working for us, and they created NASA, and the head of NASA is Werner von Braun, and on his tombstone, there's a passage about the firmament, and it's a passage about, you know, from the Bible. Let me pull it up, because you can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't make this stuff up. It's all in front of your face. Werner von Braun tombstone. So it's a passage about the firmament. And if you guys don't know about the firmament, in the book of Genesis, it describes when the Lord made the earth, he divided the waters above and below. And then I believe he created a firmament. I'm paraphrasing here, so I could be wrong, but he alluded to it, and von Braun has it on his tombstone. Okay, so look at this. Where is Psalms 19:1. Okay, let's. So you can see the tombstone. Here's his tombstone, and it just says Psalms 19:1. So let's look at what Psalms 19:1 has to say. Okay, let's look at Psalms 19:1. Let's read this passage and see what it really has to say. Okay. Go to Bible study tools. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. That's from the King James Version. Okay, what's the firmament? Let's look. What do they mean by firmament out here? Okay, guys. This is the NASA guy, the head of NASA, talking about the firmament. And people say it's all, well, in the dictionary, it's referred to the heavens or the sky, especially when regarded as a tangible thing. Some say the firmament is represented in the shape of a dome, and you can't pass this firmament, so there is no space, is what they're saying. So I don't know if this is true or if it's not. What's interesting and make you go, is that why would this guy even allude to the firmament in his tombstone? It's like it's pretty interesting. What's on his tombstone? Yeah, I just said it. Psalms 19:1. Psalms 19:1 is on his tombstone. And guys, this is the truth is the fact here is that this guy was a Nazi. Okay, like that there is. So look at Operation Paperclip. I can pull it up for you guys. Some people don't know this stuff. Let's read about Operation Paperclip. It's right here on Wiki. This is not a Operation Paperclip was a secret program of the Joint Intelligence Objective Agency, largely carried out by special agents of the Army. The primary purpose of Operation Paperclip was U.S. military advantage in the Soviet-American Cold War and the space race. The Soviet Union was more aggressive in forcibly recruiting more than 2,200 German specialists. They're recruiting German specialists. Look, Kurt Debus, a former Nazi scientist turned NASA director, sitting between President John F. Kennedy and Vice President Lyndon Johnson. This is one of many Nazi scientists that joined NASA and started working. So, come on, guys. Where's Atlantis? Maybe I find my Pescado Crypto Bay. Yeah, I haven't done the research on Atlantis lately, so I can't go into that topic. But I know that Socrates alluded to it, and so did Plato, writing about what he learned from Socrates. I think that's talked about. Is it in the Republic or some other manuscripts? I got a copy of the Republic here. And if you ever want to learn about governance or government and how the best way to structure governing people, that's a great read, The Republic. That's like the standard read. And their conclusion is that people should be ruled by benevolent philosophers. Southside Player says, I'm going with the book, screw NASA. Yeah, guys, when you see who started NASA, and then you see, that, look, once you've unlocked the fake moon hoax, you start paying attention. You start paying attention. And then you add that with Building 7. You throw a little moon landing on them, a little Building 7 on them. And, you may awaken them. Some people get freaked out. But other people travel into the path of awakenment and enlightenment. I got the wife. He's sending me pictures of the young champ getting a haircut there at the barber. He's being good. He's already gotten a few haircuts. I'll tell you guys, family first. Don't let them talk you out of it. Get yourself a kid or 3, and I call them children because a kid is a small goat. We call them children. Don't even call them goats. I bet you guys didn't know that. A kid is a small goat. It's not a child. It's a goat. Get me some aqua digits, says Lady Plants. Southside Player says the circle you can see still on Google Maps. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but yeah. There's an interesting DAP if you guys are interested on how the model of flat Earth could or couldn't work, and talking about where the equator and all that. Look at and again, like I'm saying, I'm not here saying I know anything, okay? I'm not here saying that the earth is flat. I don't know, okay? But what I'm saying is that I'm having what I believe are reasonable doubts of the globe model, of the heliocentric model. I'm not able to prove it on my own, okay? And the best scientific experiment I've seen that you could perform on your own is the Pythagoras experiment with the shadows. But that experiment could produce the same results with a sun that's a lot closer. Because they tell you the sun's 93 million miles away, but yet it appears about the same size as the moon. Think about that. When there's an eclipse, they're like almost exactly the same size. How does that work? Is that just another coincidence? Like the coincidence that we only see one side of the moon? I think most people haven't even realized that either. It wasn't until like my adult age that I really like said, yeah, we have been looking at the same side of the moon. And of course, they got an explanation for that. There's an explanation. Okay, so what was the app that I was trying to show you guys? So if you're interested in like checking out the proposed maps, there's an app out there. I'll pull up the name right now. This one's a paid app. There's like, flat earth apps and stuff like that. I kind of show you like a map of what they think is the model. And again, I'm not saying I believe or disagree. I'm paying attention. I'm considering it. Where is it? Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. So check that one out. It's like $2. $3. And this gives like a good model of how they propose things to be. There it is.
A dynamic new app for teaching family and friends about where they actually live. The sky is a perfect clock. The sun measures the days. The moon measures the months. The stars, the zodiac, measures the years. The Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app with new added features. Weather. Tap for detailed local weather information. Know what phase and where the moon is at all times.
Guys, when you see this, and you like how they lay it like a clock and like a compass. Does this, like, I'm not saying that this is real or not, but just look at it and ask yourself, does this kind of make sense or not? Like, what's your first impression? Like, I know that this could be fake or, I mean, like, just what's your first impression? It starts making a little sense, right? What price in 180 days? $27,000. Here it is. I linked it. Let me, we're off talking about this subject, right? We went into another tangent, but if you're just tuning in, this is the answer to the title of the video. It's right there in the chat box.
Watch the sun travel between the tropics for the seasons. Amazing backgrounds. Or add your own. 12/12 or 24-hour clock face. Add a countdown to your next big date. Learn the truth about our world with the featured video of the day. Now with Moon Data Phase Percentage and clean screen features. Simply click off.
So yeah, I'll leave it at that. I'm not selling the app for them. I don't know any of these people, and I haven't even bought the app. But when I saw this, and I've seen some people that have it, and it made like the reason I'm showing it to you so that you could see the map and like the model that they're presenting, and it it works. When you start trying to track the constellations and stuff like that, this is the same map that they show you at the UN, guys. It's right there on the logo. And I used to call these people retarded. And I got respect for them because at least they're asking questions. I'm not saying they're right or they're not. I don't know, guys. Okay? I don't know. But I'm not making fun of them. I'm not. Remember when people used to make fun of the Bitcoin maniacs at the beginning in 2013? I wanted to get into Bitcoin and I had some financial guys in Wall Street telling me it was garbage, not to pay attention to it. I'm going with my gut nowadays. I think there's something here. I'm going to pay attention to it. I don't know if this is the model or it's not, but I'm paying attention. I'm going to continue to look down these holes. Like I was looking at the Bitcoin hole in 2012, 2013. I learned about it in 2008, 2009 during Occupy Wall Street, but it wasn't until after 2010 that I really had the intent of purchasing some. And then I asked a few people and they told me it was all fraud and it was no good. And then you listen to too many mainstream and they'll talk you out of it. So what I'm going to do and what I've been doing is just, if I feel like there's something there, I'm going to look. I'm going to check it out and I'm going to make my own decision. $9,400 on the bits. I may have to take a little clip of this this broadcast and rename it. What would be a good name for the topic of discussion here with the astronauts and the heliocentric, the flat Earth, and all that? Maybe I clip it out of this video and throw it up, and it'll probably get flagged or not. I don't want to be labeled a flat Earth channel or a flat earther, because I'm not saying that, but I'm telling you guys, wow. Look at it. There's no comments right now. Everybody's quiet. I bet you some people are freaking out. Other people are like, the champs lost it. But you guys are thinking, right? You guys are thinking. I just need you guys thinking for the champ. That's all I want. I want you guys using your own mind. Think about it. Question it. Forget about what they told you in school. Go out there and figure it out on your own. In school, they didn't teach you to look up at the stars on your own or go outside and track them, right? So, they didn't even tell you about that we were looking at the same side of the moon this whole time. I got 21 questions, hashtag 50 Cent on them. Kaboom. Drop me a comment, guys. Did the chat freeze up? We got over 20 viewers out here. Are you guys freaking out on me and you can't talk anymore or what? I'm hitting refresh. Did I freak you guys out? I'll tell you, when I went down this rabbit hole, it's been a while. It freaked me out too, guys. I'll be honest with you. But I'll give you this much. Just have, it's flat. Don't believe it. Just do your own research, says Anthony. I'm not saying what it is, Anthony. I have no idea. But I'll tell you, it's harder and harder to prove what they're telling us out there in NASA, guys. I'm not believing the Nazis from NASA. And guys, the word NASA means to deceive in Hebrew. Kaboom. And it looks like a snake tongue, the logo. Kaboom. It's retarded. It's funny. We're out here, champ. I see you, Dean. Lady Plant says she loves the flat earthers. I love anything that questions the world. Guys, just make a question for yourself, guys. But don't think that you got it all covered because they told you something in school. Come on, guys. And don't think Satoshi's out here to save the world just because some crypto guys told you that either. I'm questioning everything. Don't tase me, bro. I got to make a clip out of this video and re-upload it for you maniacs. Give me a title out here, guys. Give me a title. I can go for the easy titles, but I don't like doing the clickbaity titles. But I'm going to take a clip off this. Anthony C is here. Lady Plants is here. Dean is here. All you crypto maniacs. Let's talk about, if you just tuned in, Tom Lee is saying that the price of Bitcoin will reach 27K in 180 days. I mean, it's possible, but I think we're going to come up short, is my opinion. But what I do agree is that we're going up. We're going up. We may pull back a little bit, but overall, we're going up. We're up 30% this year alone. Shout out to the boomers. Tom Lee's been barking prices forever. When would one actually happen? So yeah, he has been. He has been. But some, I think, have came to fruition. And, he's been positive about Bitcoin. But you're right. You're right, Captain Sticks. He has been parroting prices for a while. This one seems a little bit more reasonable. It's a little higher than I expected. I like Tom Lee because he bought Bitcoin in an auction when there was no believers or when a lot of people weren't believers. But you got a point there, Captain Sticks. Overall, I disagree. I don't think it's going to go up that high. I think we're going to run short of an all-time high, which is good. I mean, imagine if by the fall, the price of Bitcoin is $17,000. Are you guys going to be upset about that? I mean, we'd be almost double where we're at now. I mean, I guess, people getting mad. The other day, someone's like, champ, I sold and I could have made more. And, guys, don't let the crypto space gets you greedy. Just be happy we're up 30% in 1 month. There's people that don't make 30% in a year. I'm a prepper. I don't believe in anything out on the main drag, says Lady Plants. Yeah, I could tell. Lady Plants. Guys, Lady Plants out there looking for a crypto man. She seems legit. I appreciate you, Lady Plants. Southside Player says, "Don't tase me, bro." Dean says, "We out here." Yeah, I read the comments. We've been out here for over an hour. We went on a tangent with these astronauts, cosmonauts. So, let me know what you think about that. May have to take a little clip of this. So nobody gave me a suggestion, but it's all good. I'm gonna have to take a clip or redo this broadcast on. I've been meaning to do a whole questioning the Earth's shape of the Earth broadcast for a while, and again because I'm having reasonable doubts, and also because, how can I put this? I'm not saying I believe the flat earthers, but they're worth paying attention to. Absolutely. The moon has its own light and it's cold. Yeah, they're saying it's a lesser light, and this is a fact. You're right about it being cold. The moon light is actually colder. So if you can, there's ways to test this, I believe. If you stand in the moonlight, that light is actually colder than standing outside of the moonlight. I think that's verifiable. I haven't myself verified it, but that's what I'm hearing out there. I buy guns and ammo. I believe that. Yeah, indeed. The right to bear arms. I agree. I'm with you on that one. Guys, I'll take a few more comments and questions. This has been a good one. I'll leave it this if you guys have a suggestion of where I should clip this out, because I think it's a cool discussion, and I'm sure it'll trigger somebody. And there was a little silence there for a moment, which, believe it or not, was awkward, but it was a good sign, actually. It's like everybody stopped talking for a second. It was like even the trolls shut up. It was maybe like a minute there or 2 minutes, but there was something there. Actually, that's never happened before. We've never had 20 plus people in the box and just like a silence when there's a controversial topic like that. The blue gamma rays of the moon helps our bodies alive. That I've never heard of at all. But, we've heard of how the moon may impact people's behavior. And certainly they say the moon impacts the tides. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's certainly doing something. The moon, the Luna, making lunatics. The more you look into it, you may just lose your mind. All right, guys, I'm out of here. If there's no more comments and questions, I'm out of here. Maybe fire up a D Live. I'm gonna take a break. We've been on for an hour, and shout out to the Boomers. Price may go to 27,000. Follow me on D Live. Oh, one last thing, because I talked about this at the beginning of the broadcast. So Novogratz. You know how I'm saying I'm not anybody's investment advisor. I'm not. I'm certainly not. But according to Novogratz, registered investment advisors will be the next wave of Bitcoin bulls. Mike Novogratz out of Galaxy Digital believes Bitcoin is still some way off to become a hot shot for institutional investors. He's saying RIAs, registered investment advisors, are the next wave of investment in institutional Bitcoin products. So, this could be a career path for certain people. Should I become a registered investment advisor and start booming on them? Is there a opportunity here? Maybe. But do I want to work for TD Ameritrade? Probably not. Sir Captain Six says the rays enter through our eyes and heal our immune system. Yeah, I've never heard of that, but I have heard of like sun gazing and the same principle that the sun rays can heal you. I've heard of sun gazing. But not like moon gazing. But I mean, it seems, reasonable. I would have to look more into it. So our registered investment advisors are the next wave. Okay. It looks like maybe a career path for somebody. Special Ed is out here. How you doing, Special Ed? It's been a while since I've seen you in the box. Welcome back. We're almost done today. We've talked about a lot of things. But Bitcoin supposedly reaching 27,000 according to Tom Lee in the next 180 days. Captain Six says, yeah, like that, like the sun gazing. Okay, I'll look into that. So what is it called? Moon gazing, I guess? All right, guys. Shout out to all the concurrent viewers. Thank you to BitPapa for dropping me $5. I appreciate it. And shout out to everybody that participated in the stream. We may have triggered somebody or not, but I feel like there was a moment there that everyone for a second at least thought for themselves, even if it was for 5 seconds. And that was good. Thai City says, oh, the hype. Yeah, it's getting hype out there. It's looking good. People are making those crazy price predictions once again. All right, guys, catch the replay. And if you're listening to this during the replay and you have an idea of that, the portion at the end of the video when we're not talking about Bitcoin, what I should call it, let me know, because I should be taking clips from these live broadcasts and, giving, because I talk a lot more about what than the title says. I talked about Bitcoin price to reach 180 days, and then we went as far as into NASA and Nazi scientists. I mean, like, we cover a lot of ground here. So, this has been in the back of my mind. I just don't have the time sometimes. It's like chop up the videos and make smaller videos, and that way people can dip a little deeper into the topics of discussion here, because there's a lot of meat on the bones here. Bora says, boom, hi chat box, hi champ. Shout out to Bora. Anthony says, I've been a sun gazer for 5 years. When I sun gaze for approximately 20 minutes before sunset. Okay. And what are some of the benefits that you've experienced? Not like your friends, your family, or the stuff you heard online. How about you yourself? Like, what has it done for you? Yeah, we talked about Operation Paperclip. We went down that rabbit hole. We touched upon it. We pulled up on Wiki and all that. Thai City said, yeah, go back. You missed it. Yeah, I'm going to maybe even take a clip of it and re-upload it, because we got into the flat earth discussion, and we started discussing things that may trigger some people. So that's always fun. But I'm definitely with Lady Plants. She says, I love the flat earthers. I love anything that questions about the world. People at least making questions, trying to think on their own. And like I said, I'm not saying I believe the flat earthers, but I'm not making fun of them. And I think that they should not be ridiculed at all. Shout out to Ty, Special Ed, Bora, Anthony, Captain Sticks, Special Ed, Lady Plants, Richington, and the rest of the boomers. Look up the link I sent. Yeah, we don't have links here in the chat box. They don't come through. They get blocked because for shilling purposes. And normally I don't click on links from the chat box during the chat. But suggest the topic, and if I want, I'll search it on my own when I'm not online, or when I'm not on live, or maybe somebody in the box will look into it and bring it back up to me. But usually I don't click on links during the live broadcast because it's not even coming up here. 3CS3HS says, yeah, when you do the research, you will see it's flat. Richardson, I got my mind through. Maybe you did, but I haven't seen it. So if it's up there, it's all good. But just let us know the topic so that if people want to search it on their own, they can. Unless you're a moderator, you can't post links. Yeah, I think that's true. The earth is not in motion. It is stationary. We are not moving. It certainly seems like that when you start thinking for yourself. I mean, if you go outside, you ask a kid, does it seem like we're moving? Does it seem like ask a child? And kids are like brutally honest. They'll give it to you they're not going to lie to you. They're going to tell you the truth. There is no young kid that's going to be like, guys, what? The earth seems like we're in a ball and we're spinning in the middle of nowhere and the sun's 93 million miles away. It certainly does. A kid will tell you, no, it looks like, we're stationary. Now, does that mean it's true? No, but it certainly raises questions. An hour and 15 minutes already, guys. I'm going to end this broadcast. Shout out to the boomers out there. Drop a comment and maybe I'll... Oh, look at this candle. Wow. Look at this candle right now. From 94 down to 92. Wow, some action. So we're getting a dump right now in live. So things were topped off at 94. Let's see how far things could go down, because I think that's there's a new support level at $8,900 for Bitcoin. And let's see if my theory holds true. On that note, guys, I'm out of here. Enjoy your time. Shout out to 3CS, Special Ed, Richington, Tie City, and the rest of the boomers out there. Anthony C., Captain Sticks. I appreciate all you maniacs. I'll be back tomorrow in the morning, and I may be back today on DLive. But check out my replays on my DLive page, dlive.tv/champagnecrypto. You come over here and you click on replay. And you can catch some of the replays from before. And they're up for 3 days. On that note, I'm out of here, guys. It's the voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in.